on, they swell up. You know, you got to walk them around and tighten up the cinch.
Right.
Same thing with the bull. We put it on a little tight because once they relax and they start bucking, this thing loosens up. So the harder they buck, the looser this thing gets. So in their mind, they're thinking, oh, this is going to come off if I buck. So that we're just kind of stimulating them a little bit by putting this on. It's no different from me going up and tickling you and you pushing me away from you. This is exactly what this is doing. It's just kind of like, hey, you know what's going on back there. And like I said, it loosens up, and in no way are we hurting this bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these bulls are like our kids. They get the best feed, they get exercise every day, and I mean, these are our babies, you know.
And you don't train the bulls?
No, well, yes we do. So we start them out young, and what we do is we have an electronic box, which is called a dummy, and it goes on their back, and it weighs about 13 pounds, and it's got a remote, and then we put it on their back, which stimulates weight. So they let them out, they buck, we click it off their back. So what we do, as soon as the bull comes out and say he turns back right there, it comes off. Because we're wanting to tell him as a baby that this is what we want you to do. We want you to come out of the chute and turn back. Some might come out and do a couple, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, turn back, dummy comes off. I have bulls that go out a little ways, and then what I do is I put panels up in my arena, and I make a turn back to where when I open that gate, they go right out the out gate. Once, you know, so the out gate's that gate that the bull runs out of the arena.
Right.
So I make them go out that out gate, and I might do that 3 or 4 times a day for like a couple weeks straight, and that'll teach them that when they come out of that gate, that's where they're supposed to go. So in turn, that's going to make them turn back, you know, and coming out of the chute. So it's just, and some bulls figure it out, some bulls don't. And the funny thing, what's that?
Do they develop their own style?
Yeah, each bull has different, you know, some bulls, to me, a bull, now you can actually get docked a little bit of points if your bull changes directions. And I don't, I like it because to me that bull's thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm going to the right, it's not working. I need to go back the other direction, you know. And to me, a bull is gonna, to me, I think that's awesome for a bull. Because he's like, okay, I gotta do something different here, people. Because most of the time, most of your cowboys are gonna ride a bull that's just right there in the gate. You know, but one that gets up in there and does some funky stuff, those are hard ones to ride.
Is there a certain age that they're at their prime?
So basically, I like to start a bull out about 4 years old with a rider. Their prime is like when they're 5, 6, 7 years old.
Okay.
Some bulls, for example, like Spotted Demon, Bushwhacker, they bucked 10 guys till they were 13 years old.
I'll be darned.
And the reason they did is because they're in such great shape.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, so that's why as long as you keep that animal in shape, it's just like the older you get, you go to the gym, work out, exercise, you can do more stuff than just sitting at home on the TV and, you know, but the only thing is, like, when you get a good bull like that, you're taking that chance of him getting hurt the older he gets. So a lot of guys don't like to buck them that old because they want to turn them out with the mamas to get babies.
Got it.
So the question is, where's the bull get their bucking ability from?
The mom, obviously.
The mother. The mother that's where the baby bulls.
I've been married
Yeah.
37 years, so I know.
That's where,
I mean,
so yes, ladies, that's why we need you ladies. So yes, the bulls do get their bucking ability from the mom, not the dad. The dad's just there for the good looks. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yes, and a lot of your old time cowboys, they'll run all their females through the bucking chute. And if they buck, they get to stay. If they don't, they go down the road because they believe that they're going to make good mamas because they buck really good. You know.
these are incredible athletes.
So
though.
what are the females worth like then, dollar
Some of
wise, since they're the ones that create the,
Say for instance, Bushwhacker's mom.
okay.
She could have been worth $1 million because I mean, look what she produced. You know, one of the world's greatest bulls. So, you know, it just depends how great, but what that mama's produced. And a lot of times, like you get a good mama like that, we'll flush them and collect eggs, and then we'll put them in different cows because we might not have cows that do like she does,
Right.
but they make great mamas.
So the whole artificial
Yeah,
insemination, it's a big business.
So you might have a
Yeah.
cow that's
Yeah.
white out in the pasture and her calf is black as night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long do they breed the females for then?
Well,
Like
I
how-
mean, you can flush them, they collect eggs, but it just, and then you breed them. I mean, some guy's 15 years old, you know, them women are tough.
Yes, we are.
So,
How often do they get bred?
what's that?
How often do they get bred?
Once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah.
What kind of injuries do they have injuries on a normal basis?
Pardon me?
When the bulls are being bucked out on a normal basis?
Yes.
What kind of injuries do they have? Is it leg issues, back issues?
So, you know, and it's just, you know, it could be just, some bulls may never have injuries.
Okay.
Some of them might maybe hurt their hip or a shoulder. We actually have chiropractors that come out to the house
Sure.
and work on
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They have those electrical things now and those magna waves that
Yeah.
we put on them.
Yeah, the Healy and the
those will
EMS
tell
and
you
all
where they're
that,
out
yeah.
at, and then the
Yeah.
chiropractor will pop them back in and stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's amazing what they have.
I'd hate to be the
nowadays for these animals.
chiropractor
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean,
doing
like I
that.
said, I mean, these are, I mean, we gotta treat these like, you know, they're our family, you know, so it's just no different from going to the doctor. We're gonna take them to the doctor if they need it.
Yeah.
And do they show pain?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, so,
I mean,
so when you see one walk, he might be favoring that front shoulder, you know, and you can look at him that he's not traveling correct, you know, in his tracks.
like the track.
Yeah, because like when he stepped, his back foot should land where his front foot was. So if he's not making those tracks right, then you know he's out.
I
And
think
when you
they,
have a bull with this kind of weight, I mean, something's, I
How
mean,
much do they weigh?
anywhere from 12 to 15 to 2,000 pounds.
I think they have a better health care plan than I do.
They probably do.
Yeah, they probably-
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even have a health care plan, but my bull do.
That's how us equine people are.
Pardon me? In California. Yeah, I'm actually a retired police officer. Yeah, and Lord, I don't know how I got in this, but I used to rope. And when I was at work on patrol, my wife used to watch PBR, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, I got into,
Oh, that is soft.
yeah.
It's just a soft braided rope, like
That's all it
a
is.
rein almost. Yeah.
In no way does this thing hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and like, and what a lot of people don't understand is animal control is here.
Yeah.
So they're watching us like a hawk to make
Yeah.
sure we're not doing anything in any way.
Right.
Because
Because that's the last thing we want to do is put a bad name on us.
Yeah, because I just had someone on my Facebook say, "Well, that's so mean to the bulls," and I'm like,
People have,
I don't think
and
it's
the,
like
and the
anything
problem
mean
is
to the
like you
bulls.
see protesters, usually at every PBR event, we always have protesters. I love talking to those people because the thing is, they're not educated.
Yeah, they don't know. They're ignorant of
Yeah,
the fact.
so if you take the time and educate them and tell them, I mean, and in fact, I was in Anaheim, in California at PBR. It was 100 degrees outside. I'm sweating. I'm talking to this protester, and my bull's sitting in that building in air conditioning. Now, who's the dumb one now? You know? And that's what I told her. I said, she's thinking, oh, they're in there getting, you know, it's bad. I'm like, they're sitting in air conditioning, and we're out here talking in the heat. You know, but it's just, that's the problem is people don't take the time, and I like to talk to those people because just,
Sure.
you know, we're not hurting these bulls.
"Well,
We
it's
don't
not
stick
like the
electrical
Mexican
things on
rodeos,
them,
you
and
know."
We don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous.
They think like it's maybe like the rodeos, like the Mexican rodeos
Yeah,
or something.
and
like that.
that's
It's like
what
a
gives
totally
us a
different
bad name,
deal. Right,
you know,
right.
and we're
Yeah.
getting more and more of that.
Yeah.
Where they're using the hook spurs and stuff like that.
Uh-huh, yeah.
That just really breaks my heart to see
Yeah.
people do that.
Yeah.
Because that actually gives us a bad name, because people see, oh, shoot, they're shoving the spurs into them and they're bleeding and stuff. We don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, each one of these bull riders, when they come in, their spurs are checked.
Yeah.
They have to have their spurs checked to make sure there's no sharpness whatsoever on them. Because I'll tell you right now, if you ride my bull and you put cuts on him, we're gonna be having a little talk after we're done. You know, because
Yeah.
you hurt my bull, now I'm upset.
Yeah.
You know, because that's my baby.
Are these all your bulls?
Right.
No, oh no, no. And I have bulls at the house that you can climb on their back and love them. They're like a dog. But you bring them over here. I mean, I went to go pet him. I was like, hey, come on, buddy, you know, do good today. And he'll throw his head at me.
Huh.
but at the house, I can love all over him. But it's like they know.
They
Well,
know,
that's
they're
interesting.
know.
When they get here, it's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, Dad, leave me alone. Let me do my job. When I'm done, then we can come and you can rub on me.
And I think
Trying to focus here.
I think the music pumps them up too. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
like they hear the music, they
Yeah,
know
I mean, and
they.
these bulls, most of them have been hauled so many times that they're just, I mean, like, I have bulls that are just laying in the back, just sitting there chewing their cud, fireworks going off, they don't care.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it's just another day in the park.
yeah, yep. How many bulls do you have? Like, what's the
Total,
average? Yeah.
I probably have about 20 at the house. I'm not that big, you know, like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not like Chad Berger or some of those guys where they just have tons and tons of bulls.
Yeah.
You know, like, they have rodeo, like a lot of these guys will have rodeo companies. So they'll go to the PBR and they do rodeos.
Oh,
So a lot of these bulls are going to rodeos and they're doing PBRs. You know,
yeah. So it's a big deal then, yeah, for them. Those are big
yeah.
businesses.
And that's why we have to keep them in the best shape that we can, because they're getting work. I mean, you know, it's just like you going to work every day, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is a good question. Is there a certain breed that's a better bull than others?
There is not, you know, and honestly, sir, I have bulls with the best breeding in the world, and they might not buck worth a crap. If this bull is bred to a Holstein cow and it bucks, I don't care.
right.
If this sucker bucks, I'll take him.
Okay.
I don't care what he's bred to,
Okay,
you
got
know?
it, yeah.
If he's bred to a donkey, I mean, yeah.
So-
You know, breeding to me
stubborn,
does
too.
not mean anything.
There's no
Okay.
requirement bloodlines then or
No,
anything like
not
there is
at
for
all.
horse jumping
No,
or
no.
such.
Good
Okay,
buck.
You know,
Yeah.
if that bull bucks, I'll take him.
okay,
Got it.
I don't care what he's bred to,
yeah,
you know?
great.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.